Welcome to Business with the Donos, where we talk about family, business, and everything in between. I'm your host, Jade Dono, and I'm here with my dad, Paul Dono. And this week's topic, we're going to be looking into a big debate, I think, in the whole working industry, which is it better to work from home or work in an office? Dun, dun, dun.
So we're doing this from your home office, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Not in the office.
We might all be a little biased in this episode. But anyway, I think you are more leaning towards the office vibe than the home vibe. So this could be an interesting discussion, I think.
I like the office vibe, purely for the fact that you can talk to your team members, exchange ideas. Mm-hmm. You learn new things by talking with the team. You can talk about clients with the team and what have you. And I think that you're a lot more collaborative from that respect. It's a good vibe. Obviously, in the offices we got a great. We've got the cafe. We have a good chat on the way in with Sean and the guys on the front desk there. And so I actually I really like the office, but equally also like sometimes being at home and working for the reason of escaping from the team and escaping from that to get your head down and sort of concentrate on work and learn new things as well.
Yeah.
And nip out and do a bit of golf practice.
What? Secretly. And for those who couldn't see, I was doing a little, what are these called?
Speech quote marks.
Speech quote marks. Secretly going to golf.
Secretly. We just nip out, a little bit of practice. I think that kind of helps the day.
Well, it might do. Might help you relax a bit more. It's always good.
Yeah.
Always good. So I think with working from home, with us at One Accounts, we used to, pre-COVID, everything's pre-COVID now, isn't it? So pre-COVID, we were in the office, everyone was in the office at least 4 days a week. Some people did have one work from home day. I had one work from home day. I know Kerry had one work from home day. And we operated like that. That's just the way it was. We were in the office way more than we are now.
Yeah.
However, because all of our stuff's online, when COVID hit, we did all work from home full time for a good year and a half before we started integrating back, and we were able to do that, which is great. But because we did that, obviously everyone then realised that being at home, they can focus more and that they're able to be at home more. And we realised that as well as sort of running the business. We realised that people could be at home more as well. But then after COVID, we did still want a bit of office time. So collaboration, in my opinion, is far easier when you've got people face to face. It is just a little easier. However, when I work from home, I can focus on the work more, which is also important. So I'm very much on the fence. Well, I'm not on the fence. I think hybrid working is a really good solution, but it won't work for every industry.
No, and there are. I mean, one good thing that came out of the working from home bit on COVID is the fact that it's acceptable to have Teams meetings.
Yes.
And with clients, so we're not getting in our cars like we used to and driving over to clients and etc. However, we're trying to promote that a little bit more now because it is also good to see the working environment that the clients are in.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can you sort of like go through things and and try and relate to that client if you can't actually see what they're physically doing. So I think that there's that creeping back in, which I think is great. And obviously with us giving clients advice on promoting their business and getting their business moving forward, we do a lot more than just accounts.
Yeah.
So being able to get in your car, go out and seeing the clients, I think is almost essential again now. Although some clients we've got across the country, we're not probably going to jump in our car and nip over to Wales or up to Scotland, etc. So, we have to work around that as well. But I think that, Teams, Zoom, etc. are all accepted practices, which is great. I mean, we've got a Teams call after this, haven't we? We're helping someone out after this.
Yeah.
And it's on Teams. They're based in London. We're based in Haverhill in Suffolk. And that's fine. It's acceptable.
Yeah. And I think something, just on the Teams calls and stuff, something that I heard Daniel Priestley say on a podcast is that sort of the development in technology since COVID and since everyone had to be at home and the connections has meant that ceiling has gone. So now we as a business can take on clients from all over the country, no problem whatsoever, because we can do Teams calls and we can do that. So we've broken that ceiling. And it also means that if we find a really, really fantastic team member and they're based a couple of hours away, means we can take them on because we can offer work from home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it means that we have accelerated opportunities because we're offering those solutions. Now, some businesses, and I know this has been all over the news, all over my TikTok, some bigger companies are now forcing employees back into the office. What do you think about that?
I think that's wrong. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of talent out there that work from home for whatever reason, whether it's domestic reasons or personal reasons, etc. And I think those businesses will be missing out on that talent.
Yes.
And I just think that that's wrong. And I get it. I see why they want to do it. But who's making those decisions? Is it like older people? Do I count myself in that bracket? But is it people that are used to traditional things? I just don't. I don't think it's right. And I think it's quite interesting because I walked through town the other day and someone shouted out of a window. I've known the person for many, many years. Good friend of mine, and he went, "Oi," and I said, "Oh, hello," and he said, "Where's your pinstripe suit?" And I went, "What do you mean?" I had my shorts on and my one accounts t-shirt on and what have you. And I went, "This is my pinstripe suit. What are you talking about?" And he would never, ever, ever get people working from home. He would never, ever, go in a client meeting in a pair of shorts. I mean,
no.
And I don't know. Things have changed. Yeah, and I look at my sort of, when I did used to work in the office and, I had suits, most of them were made. I've probably got thousands of pounds worth of suits that are just sitting there gathering dust.
Probably. You wear them every now and again.
Every now and again, yeah.
You wore a shirt on Monday, I think.
I did wear a shirt on Monday, yeah.
I think, as well, the comment we get from a lot of sort of the small business owners that we look after, if we say to them, say they're recruiting and they're finding it really difficult to find talent, we've said to a few people, have you offered a work from home day?
Yeah.
And the replies we normally get is, well, no, I can't possibly do that. And we've gone, well, why not? Everything you're doing is online. Yeah, and they're like, but what if they don't work? What if they don't do this? What if they don't do this? And that lack of trust, one, it's never going to build a good culture. Absolutely. For your team. And two, you're going to know if they're not doing the work. They don't have to be in the office for you to know they're working. Just because they look like they're concentrating at their desk does not mean that they are. They could be scrolling through Facebook for all you know if you can't see their screen. But that lack of trust it's not good culturally, because you're going to have it in the office as well. And really, whether they're working from home or in the office, you need to have that trust. And if you're really worried about it, set those KPIs that we spoke about in a past episode. Make sure they're hitting those KPIs. And if they're not, because they're working from home, then I don't know whether you can remove it or not once you've given it. Who knows? That's an HR issue I don't understand. Yeah. But you can certainly say you need to be hitting these KPIs. They're still working for you. Whether they've taken 5 minutes to go put the washing on is neither here nor there. In the office, they'd take 5 minutes to go get a coffee or go have a chat with a colleague. So, that lack of trust has got to go. And I think most businesses, if they're able, because not obviously if you're manufacturing something and you need to be there physically manufacturing something, that is totally different.
Yeah.
Or if you're in hospitality, you need to be there. Like, that's a totally different kettle of fish. But in sort of, you know, industries where you are more online, then I think offering a work from home for your team is something you should absolutely think about. Otherwise, you will not be getting the talent pool through when you're recruiting.
I think one issue that we do have with people working from home is, and it is a big issue, particularly in our industry, is the youngsters coming through.
Yes.
So, you know, for people that are fresh from school, training, etc., I don't think they can work from home.
No.
So they need to understand work culture. They need to understand what's going on with clients. They need to be able to access that training, which then brings into an issue whereby if someone is the person that is training that person, they need to be in as well. So you're almost taking away that flexibility. And if that person isn't in all the time, helping that person to train, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So I think that is an issue, particularly with apprentices in our industry. And I think we could have a whole different podcast on apprentices and what this government is lacking in supporting us as small businesses for that. But one thing us as a small business needs to try and get right is how we train the youngsters coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people are wanting that work from home flexibility, then it is using the tools, like we've got tools like Loom and Scribe. It's making sure those things are being used and frequent phone calls and all of that stuff. If you're working from home, that is what you need to do.
I watched one of your Loom videos.
Oh, wow, well done.
I know.
I think you actually watched 2.
I've watched 2 this week.
Yeah.
They're actually quite good.
I've made so many Loom videos this week, it's actually silly.
Yeah, they're quite good. I sat there and listened to it.
Thanks.
Even Mum popped her around and went, "Oh, is that Jade?" And I went, "Yeah, of course. I'm just listening to what she's saying."
So, yeah, but using tools like that, because you're perfectly able to have a whole online business if you want it and still deliver that training. However, I absolutely agree with you that being in the office, you learn by osmosis, basically. You hear things, you pick up things just naturally. You won't get that at home. We don't offer at home working for our apprentices for that reason. They're going to learn much quicker in the office because they can literally just shout for help. They don't have to pick up the phone. There's no barriers to ask for help.
Yeah.
And they can hear what's going on to take it in and learn. And the quicker they learn and progress, then the quicker they can have that work from home day is how we see it. So that's why we don't offer it for our apprentices and our trainees. However, we do offer it for anyone who's sort of qualified and fully integrated into the One Accounts team.
Absolutely. And it's always quite funny. I remember, one of our competitors in our town, put an advert out for people and wondered why they wasn't getting much inquiries because they said must work from the office. It's like, really? That's bonkers. You're just missing out on a talent pool. We put an advert out and we had quite a lot of inquiries, so it's really weird. So there you go. We do it.
Yeah, but things have changed quickly. So that particular firm is very traditional, and things have changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and we try and stay ahead, and I think for a lot of small businesses, you've got to look at what other people are offering, especially when it comes to recruitment and things.
Yeah.
And like I said, if it's the trust element that you're worried about, then have those KPIs and be really hot on them. If it's the sort of that you can't, I don't know, you're worried about the collaboration, make sure that you've got a collaboration day in the office. On a Monday, all of our team are in. That means that is the day that we have all of our collaboration meetings that
Even
we
I'm
need.
in on a Monday.
Even you are in on a Monday. Even I'm in on a Monday. So I really do think that collaboration is really important. And like the other day as well, we we did a hybrid meeting on the Monday, so one of our team's members had to be at home because they had an appointment, and I had to do the meeting half on Teams and half in person, and that is a nightmare. I don't know whether people have tried to do that, but it's really distracting when you're trying to lead the meeting and lead people in person and lead people virtually. That is just...
And tell me off for being on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody say what you think about this. So, Dad just was sitting on his phone scrolling while I'm leading the meeting. 1, it's rude. Just plain rude. 2, it's just disrespectful.
Well...
To me, as a person.
Whatever. It was very important.
Was not.
My friend Andy had sent me a WhatsApp message, and he said, do you want to play golf on Wednesday night or Tuesday night? For which I said, yeah, that's great.
Super rude.
Well, I thought it was important.
We're not allowed phones in the meeting. The whole teams are told that they're not allowed their phones.
Yeah.
And there was another team member on their phone, and I couldn't tell them to not be on their phone if you were on your phone.
Well, you could.
We have to lead by example.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me off again.
I am, yeah.
You've just raised your voice again at me.
You've brought back the feelings. So if you are a leader and you are in meetings and you are scrolling through your phone, don't do it. It's rude. It makes people feel like this. They just won't tell you because they're probably not your daughter.
Well, there you go. Anyway, I played golf. It was no good on the Tuesday night.
Oh, well, karma.
Yeah.
What are the downsides to working from home, do you think?
The downsides working at home, sometimes distraction.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So, it's sunny outside, the grass needs cutting. That's the sort of stuff. That's where your trust issue comes in. Mm-hmm. Or the dog's nipping at your ankles or barking at the door, as Betsy does quite regularly. And I think the big downside for me sometimes working at home is getting the information. So if I've got a particular issue with a client or want a second opinion, if I'm working from home, I've got to find out where the other person is. So if they don't say on their diary where they are, that's a bit of a nightmare. And then getting hold of them through our phone system, etc. Sometimes that is the collaboration part of it is a bit of an issue. And also for me and for other team members is that sometimes you work too long at home.
Oh yeah.
So I can quite easily get involved with something and be working. Maybe have some dinner and then work up till 9 to 10 o'clock at night. So we don't encourage that with our team, and I think that's a danger on working from home, in my opinion. But then again, if you want to work at night and you might want a couple of hours during the day off, that's fine as well. But you've got to let other people know. I know we've had instances where some of our team members have gone, oh, so and so was sent that email at 11 o'clock last night, and we just need to understand what they're doing.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think those boundaries can absolutely be pushed if you're working from home. I normally start work pretty much as soon as I get up, but then I will take an hour to do my exercises and get ready later in the morning. I'm probably, as all, people who run a business, we all work extra. But we get benefits in other areas and time in other places, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But I think those boundaries can easily be crossed when you're working from home. And also, I can get a little stir crazy sometimes. I do like to have a chat. And when I go into the office, I like to have a chat with people, which is half the problem of me going into the office, because I get distracted and I don't get my work done. But sometimes I need the social aspect just to,
But
keep me going.
Yeah, but sometimes when you go back into the office, you've had a few days off, you then get, literally, as you walk through the door, you get bombarded with questions. And I think sometimes people forget that actually you still have work to do, and some of the questions they could have answered themselves. And I know that's normal life, but if they've been storing it up because they've not seen you all week, that is also an issue.
Yeah.
And then you start avoiding going in to the office because you're just going to get a load of questions. So why go in and waste the morning with a load of questions? So
That's
I think us as a business as well got to understand that culture, and maybe find a way of how we deal with that. Yeah. And I think we are trying to deal with that at the moment.
Yeah, I think that we are as well. So I think every business is unique on this front. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, to be honest, because some businesses, they're going to need to be in. Like if you're a restaurant, you're going to need to be in. But some businesses like ours, hybrid working works really well. And then for some other business, fully remote completely works. So there's no right or wrong answer. I think that there's always a debate on the telly, and it's always, should you work from home? Should you do this? I think every business is unique.
Yeah.
And you should definitely consider offering people working from home if you're in sort of our sort of space.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're just going to lose talent. Otherwise, you're going to lose talent and you're not going to get the talent in.
Absolutely.
And your productivity might go up. Because we definitely found that in COVID. Our productivity went up.
Well, we grew, 67% in COVID?
Yeah, and that was when we were fully remote. So, that trust issue, if you've got that trust issue, just think of that. And then, it's worth a try, even if you do it on a trial basis for somebody, maybe. Although check with your HR people that you can do that. But I think that you can do it on a trial basis.
I don't know.
I think so.
You don't let me anywhere near HR.
No. Ask your HR people.
Yeah.
Anyway, our unfiltered minute. So, I'm going to start with mine today.
Well, okay. It's all about you.
Yeah. So, my unfiltered minute is about the changes at Companies House. As we're talking to all of our small business owner friends, this is something that you all need to know. So, basically, all directors and persons with significant control, PSCs, they need to be verified now. PSCs. They need to be verified at Companies House now, which basically means that you need to have an identification check completed, and then you need to submit a form to Companies House, and you need to get a code. So we've emailed all of our clients this week, so people are well able to do this themselves. We've given
them instructions for that, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Although Companies House updated their guidance since sending that email out. So basically, they said in the guidance to us that you needed to do it yourself, you had to have a piece of identification with a biometric chip in. So basically like a modern passport. However, they're now including driving licenses as well, which do not have the biometric chip. Which one of our clients very, very kindly told me that was wrong in my email, which I actually did really appreciate, because in the guidance that I read, it did not say that they would accept that. So
this is another government-led agency that changes the rules after it goes through umpteen million think tanks and doesn't understand what it's actually doing. Yes.
And they basically, I don't think they'd updated it on the guidance for the ASCPs, which is what we are. We are basically, we're registered and regulated to be able to perform these checks on people's behalf. And that wasn't up to date.
I mean, it's the first time I've heard that, and it just doesn't surprise me.
No. But it just makes us seem silly. I had to go back to the client and say,
they've changed the guidance.
They've changed the guidance, I'll update it on our end. But either way, people can do it themselves with a passport and driving licence, or they can get somebody like an accountant like us who's registered as an ACSP, or a solicitor that's registered as an ACSP to do it. I think you can also go to the post office if you're struggling.
Yeah, but didn't we have a client that went to the local post office?
And they didn't know what it was.
Because they were charging not a lot of money to do it. Our client walks into the post office. It sounds like a bit of a joke, doesn't it?
It does.
Man walks into a bar. Ouch. So that was my dad joke.
Wow.
I
just didn't even catch it. I've become immune.
So he goes to the post office. He says, "I want to do this." Blah 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 blah. And the person in the post office said, "I haven't got a clue."
Yep.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Yep, exactly.
But it's okay. It's in the guidance for Companies House and says that you can go and do this.
Yeah, but
you can't.
No. And this is all because the guidance doesn't actually come in until the autumn. So Companies House just aren't quite. It's not all in line yet. The process isn't quite ironed out yet. It's essentially in beta stage.
I am so looking forward to making tax digital in April.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a whole separate conversation on that.
Yeah. It's just mad. Makes our life hell.
Yeah. But essentially, for the people wanting to do their company's house thing, you now need a code that basically says you've been identified either by Company's House or by someone like us to be a director. You are a person. You are who you say you are. And that is for every single director and PSC. So I know we had one client who thought that it was just one per company. It's not. It's got to be everybody because it's trying to stop fraud. So yeah, but that is something, if you're a small business, you need to do. If you've got any questions about it, just pop me an email and I'll be happy to help.
Cool.
Anyway, your Unfiltered Minute.
My Unfiltered Minute, and this leads on to what our podcast is about next week. But I think AI, we've had so much going on. Oh, AI is going to kill accountants. AI is going to ruin the solicitors of this world, etc., etc. Now, I'm old enough to remember when we used to do manual bookkeeping.
My God.
We had a system called Kalamazoo.
I actually don't even know how we would do it manually.
You used to write a check in the book, and the total column would go through a little bit of carbon paper. You put a total there and who you'd written it to. That was all carboned, and that then goes across on a big spreadsheet, and it's all manual. That was how bookkeeping was done when I was very young.
Must have had to have charged a fortune for the amount of time you spent on it.
And then Lord Sugar came up, invented the Amstrad PC, made that affordable for business, and then Sage had a product called Sage Sovereign, and all on big floppy disks that we put on that, and that was going to ruin accountants' life. Absolutely ruin it. Didn't need accountants, didn't need bookkeepers, etc. So what did we do as a business? We learnt Sage inside out, we marketed it, we sold Sage as a product, and we taught people how to use it. So what are we doing now? ChatGPT's come along. That is an immense product.
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about it before we started. We're going to talk about it on the next podcast.
Yes.
What are we going to do as a business? We're going to do courses. We're going to embrace it. We're going to apply it to clients. And we are going to be absolutely pushing this because it is there to enhance your business, to work with you, and it's not just a tool. It's part of your team.
No, and I think, and we're going to talk about it next week, but still, people are so scared of AI. They're like, it's going to take over. It's not. It will change things. It's already changed things.
Yeah.
Things will change and evolve, but it will not take over. People still want people at the end of the day. People don't want robots everywhere.
I don't know. My lawnmower's going in the garden.
No, but you didn't have someone else cutting your grass before.
No, but I should have done.
Exactly.
We didn't have a cleaner either, but we've got a robot now.
Anyway, people do want people still. Like, for example, at Tesco's, they could have taken out all of their in-person checkouts, but they haven't because people still like to talk to people. There is a robot that can do that function.
Yes.
But they haven't taken all of the people out. So you've got to look at it as a society thing as well as the AI. And the AI is amazing, and you've got to use it, otherwise you're going to be behind.
I'm really excited about it. And you know
Me
full
too.
well what I'm going to say to you.
What?
Can we have a course next week and invite people to it and get people to show them what's what?
Next week?
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Don't take much, does it?
I haven't quite utilised the AI yet to make me have time. But we can do one at some point. I promise. For all of our listeners out there, we will do a course. This month?
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a pain.
I know. That's why
This is how our conversations work, everyone.
There you go. Watch this space for our AI course, which we'll announce next week on our podcast. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I've forgotten what I say. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, share our podcast, and we'll see you next week for our AI episode of Business with the Donos. Goodbye.